What's up, y'all? So I like riding electric bikes and electric scooters, but I do think the standard bike helmet that I've been using to ride these things have not been sufficient, to be honest, and I've probably been riding a little dangerously. Now, what I do like about the standard bike helmets is how breathable it is. Like, it's, you know, you can get these helmets that have a lot of holes at the top, so you get a lot of air going into your head there while you're riding. But I don't think these kind of helmets really protect you if you're going as fast as some of these bikes and electric scooters can take you. Like, I have an electric scooter that goes up to like 36, 37 miles per hour. I have 2 electric bikes that go 33 miles per hour, you know what I mean? And this helmet, I don't know if it's sufficient for that, and I'll give you one reason why. This part of the helmet, for example, this is the strap that you use to put on your head, right? This is this is holding in place by a very loose rubber band. So that's the only thing that's holding this in place and keeping the helmet on my head. I could imagine riding 30 miles per hour in this and hitting this on the canvas and the helmet just flying off, you know, on the first impact. So when this company XNITO said that they had a bike helmet that can protect you even if you're going 15 to 28 miles per hour, I was all in on reviewing this electric bike helmet. Now, they did have multiple colors to choose from, and I also had to give them like my head size, so I'm assuming that they have different sizes. This helmet weighs 0.83 pounds, so it's not even 1 pound, so it should be light. It does have a few holes in the top to help it be breathable, not as many as your standard bike helmet here. It has lights, which is also important if you're riding at nighttime. And it's said to have NTA 8776 protection, which is 87% better than your standard bike helmet. It has reinforced protection for different parts of the brain, and it has a moisture wicking inside the helmet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unbox this. I'm gonna go on some bike rides with this helmet, see just how breathable it is. And I'm gonna try to mimic a fall on an electric bike. Probably not the smartest thing to do, so don't try this at home. To purchase this helmet, feel free to use my link and my code in the description below to get a discount. Let's go ahead and unbox this here. All right. Ah, look at that. Okay. Get that bag off here. And this is the color I selected just because these 2 colors are similar to my fraternity colors here. But pretty cool looking to me. And they call this the old school collection, and I see why. It does have kind of like an old school feel to it. And oh, look at those lights there. So if you click this button in the back here, look like it gives you some real lights here. And look like you have different options on how you want your light to shine here. And you have a light on the front here. That's pretty cool. That's pretty decent. This bike helmet does have an adjustable inner lining here, which is we do have some things inside of the bike helmet here, but here's a view of what the bike helmet looks like. Looks like you have some additional padding in the inside here. It does look like it's light material, but it looks like it's a lot more material in the inside. Like, it's not as hollow as your standard bike helmet is. So yes, this bike helmet is definitely way more thicker than your standard bike helmet, but they're about the same weight. Not sure how they did that, but now I'm not a fan of the rubber band. Look like the rubber band is here too. I just don't think the rubber band does a whole lot. But you do have reinforced protection because you have a magnet and a slot. And this bike came with this cover that you put over this piece here to make it even more secure. See, now that is the bike strap. Okay, let's look at the strap here. This is how the strap of the bike is. So you strap this together a little different than you do with the other bikes. First of all, it does look like it's a magnet here. So in addition to the magnet, there's a slot here on the other side. That's giving you double protection there. I like that. This package that came in the inside of your helmet is actually a visor. So first time I ever had a visor on a bike helmet before, and I believe it came with these stickies here that you use to put it in the front. I think we're gonna put it in the front like this. Came with a charger so that you can charge your bike helmet lights here. Did come with an owner's manual here. Let's see what's in here. So there was no instructions on how to put the visor on here. So I'm gonna kind of use my common sense here. So I think you take this layer of protection off, and these have Velcro on it, right? And if any of these fall off, that's what these are for. So I have one that fell off here, so I can replace it with one of these stickies here. See, I think I had one in there. I'm gonna go ahead and put another piece of Velcro there, and I'm gonna make sure that this side of my brim is what is gonna connect to the Velcro, not this side. So I'm now gonna put that part on my Velcro here, that's around my bike helmet. And so yeah, I replaced this layer of protection with this layer that has a brim on it. So yeah, it seems like it's a really comfortable fit here. And it seems light. It seems really light on my head. And yeah, really snug. Fits perfectly with my head size. So yeah, pretty impressed so far. So now let's do some basic tests between this helmet and your traditional bike helmet. So the first test we're going to do comparing my bike helmet to the XNITO bike helmet is something I'm going to call the pull test. So basically I'm going to pull this strap here that connects your helmet together. I'm going to pull it to see how much do I loosen this by pulling it. And I'm trying to mimic the impact that may pull if you get into an accident. I'm going to start with my current bike helmet here. See how much strap I have there. Let's see how much I lose after I pull it here. So I'm gonna try to pull it pretty hard here to mimic impact. So 1, 2, 3. We're gonna give it 2 pulls. 1, 2, 3. One more pull. All right, let's look at the results. So it looks like my strap is almost gone there. So it's almost at a point where this strap would come off, and the rubber band is on the other side here, like it's supposed to be here, but it's up here. So we're now going to try the XNITO bike helmet, and this is where my cord is currently, is this close to my strap here. So let's see how much we lose after these pulls. So let's start with the first pull here. Trying to get a nice grip. 1, 2, 3. Try to pull this further. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Let's see just how much cord we lost here. Alright, don't look like we lost a whole lot there. Yeah, looks pretty secure. Maybe we lost a little bit. So now that we're outside, the first thing we're gonna do is a drop test. And we're gonna try to drop them from the same distance. I'm kind of curious on what's gonna happen with this helmet because it had lights and stuff on it. If one of them lights will pop out or something. So, all right, we're gonna drop them in 1, 2, 3. Oh, all right, so let's assess the damage here. Now, this has some scratches on it, but some of them are old, looking for any new scratches here. Let's see. No scratches. This brim was able to stay on. So not bad, not bad. See if the XNITO has any scratches or anything on it or anything broken. Let's look here. All right, no scratches. Let's see if the headlight's still working, the rear light. Yeah, okay, the rear light works and the headlight still works. So all right, so now I'm going to try to mimic a fall, and today I'm on my favorite folding bike, which is a Vitamin i7 Pro. The reason I like this bike so much is because it has dual suspension. It can go up to 31 miles per hour. You can go 55 miles per charge. And it has all the bells and whistles, like you got a horn, you got turning signals, you can adjust. It has adjustable brakes here on the handlebar. You have a thumb throttle for electric only. You have a lot of options for your LCD display. I just feel like this bike has everything. And regarding a folding bike, you know, it is a little heavy though. I think it's like 70 pounds, but this is my favorite folding bike. So we're gonna try to mimic a fall here. What is that?
Man, that fall is, that look fake.
So that's about as close as you're gonna get to me mimicking a fall. It's kind of hard to do, but this is a durable bike. This is probably the only folding bike I would trust to do something like this, because I did slam the bike pretty hard, but nothing came loose on my helmet here. I did hit my head on the concrete, and it doesn't look like I have any scratches on the helmet. So far so good. I am impressed by the durability in such a light helmet and with a comfortable fit. So let's continue to go on our bike ride to see just how breathable the helmet is. In your helmet, I really like the helmet, and I'll tell you why. Number one, it doesn't look like it'll be light, but this helmet is pretty light, and it feels pretty light. I think some of that is because of the extra cushion you have inside your helmet. So this is probably the only bike helmet that I've worn where I can see how you can almost forget that you have a helmet on. You know what I mean? I don't know how they did that, because it's kind of a bulky looking helmet, right? What I also like about it is very breathable. So I can feel the breeze going through my head here. Even though it doesn't have as many holes as my other bike helmet does, I can still feel a considerable amount of air on my head. So I'm not sure how they did that, but I like that too. And yeah, definitely more secure than your average bike helmet. Just as light, if not lighter. So far so good. So because you keep going over 20 miles per hour, I want to recommend that you put on XNITO bike helmet, which is for electric bikes.
XNITO.
So you like the helmet?
Yeah, I actually like the helmet.
It feels lighter than it looks, huh?
Yeah, it's light. I like the front and back lights.
And does it fit comfy on your head?
Yeah, it's comfortable, and I think it's comfortable because of the pads that they put on the inside. I'm not a fan of the brim.
How come you don't like the brim?
I'm either gonna wear a hat or a helmet, but not both.
Well, that's removable. That's removable.
Oh, okay. I'm glad they made it removable.
Yeah, and you can remove it and put extra padding in there instead.
Yeah. But I think that this is a good, comfortable hat.
Comfortable.
Like,
okay.
Something that I would wear.
Would you say it's more comfortable than your average bike helmet?
Yes, it's more comfortable than most bike helmets.
So XNITO bike helmet. I like to call it XNITO because XNITO sounds cooler, right? But XNITO bike helmet. For a bike helmet that gives you 87% more protection, I love how light and breathable it is. You know, sometimes when I was riding, it didn't even feel like I had a helmet on. You know what I mean? I love the fact that it has front and rear lights, and I love the magnetic clip that you have here, the clip technology that you have here. It does have a rubber band, but I think the rubber band on this is just to keep your band together. It's not necessarily to keep the clip on, so that's good. And I love the fact that you can choose different head sizes and different colors. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I will give this bike helmet an 8.5. Let me know what y'all think of this bike helmet. What would you give it on a scale from 1 to 10? Any other electric item that you want me to review, also comment below. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.